Hi, thank you for doing this. I was hoping you could talk a little bit more about why the Pentagon decided to declassify the video of the drone, and whether or not releasing it, increased the risk of Russia framing this conflict instead of being a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, but being between Russia and the West.
Yeah, thanks, Tara. So first of all, it's not unusual for us to release imagery of unsafe, unprofessional incidents. We've done that in other situations. And so particularly in this case, given the reckless and dangerous behavior, and to demonstrate publicly what type of actions the Russians had taken, we felt that it was important to provide this imagery. Certainly, there are certain considerations that we have to take into account when dealing with imagery, to include the classification, to ensure that we're not inadvertently putting out sensitive information. But in this case, we were able to work through that and provide that. As far as Russian perceptions, again, I think it's important to take a step back and look at the big picture here. The United States focus in the region, the focus with Ukraine, is solely on providing Ukraine with the support that it needs to defend itself. You've heard us say before that Ukraine has a right to defend itself, and we have a right to help them alongside the international community to do that. So the United States does not seek conflict with Russia. We do not seek escalation with Russia. And so we're going to continue to stay focused on our primary mission in the Ukraine area, which is supporting Ukraine in its fight.
And declassifying the video and releasing it, Russia has suggested that it didn't show the actual contact. How does this really just counter that narrative and show that this happened the way that the Pentagon has said it has?
Yeah, well, I think that our words and our actions speak for themselves, and similarly, Russia's inaccurate information, false information, obfuscation, grasping at straws, changing narratives also speaks for itself. So we're going to stay focused on the facts, and we're going to stay focused on our mission. Let me go to the next question. Liz?
The first part of my questions are, did the U.S. ask for an apology from Russia on taking down the drone, and did Russia offer an apology?
No, we did not ask for an apology. Again, our focus was on highlighting the fact, as we've made very clear publicly and privately, that the United States will continue to fly and operate in international airspace in accordance with international law.
Thank you. And my second part is, it's come out that Russian officials ordered the pilots to be aggressive towards the drone. And today, the CENTCOM commander told the Senate Armed Services Committee that he's seen increased Russian aggression in the Middle East. Is this something that the U.S. is concerned about? Does the U.S. have any promises that Russia will decrease its aggression?
So, Liz, what I would tell you is that, again, our focus is on conducting our operations in support of our national security interests, our allies, and our partners around the world. Ultimately, the Russian military and the Russian government is responsible for its own behavior. And when that behavior is unsafe and unprofessional, we're going to call it out, as we've done in this case. And so that it will continue to be our focus. You've heard Secretary Austin, you've heard General Hecker in Europe, and others call on the Russians to be safe and professional in conducting their operations, and that would be the expectation going forward. Thank you. Will?